Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, and we are back. We are back to episode number 80 of the Soup Shoes podcast. As y'all can see, we got the whole crew here. We got myself, Eric, aka 17 and 10, and Kat as the all-star. You got Armani, aka Armastradamus. We got Ernest, aka Book 88, and we got Josh, aka holding down the capture the flag and race for Ace 2025. So this episode today, we're going to discuss the NBA Cup Finals we had back on Tuesday between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Even though the game doesn't count in the standings, the Milwaukee Bucks winning that final game going away to win their first NBA Cup. Giannis Antetokounmpo was the Cup Finals MVP, and each player on the roster got a extra 500K in their wallet. So good for them,
514,000 to be exact.
but still,
Everybody got that 500K, right?
yep. But it's worth it because those the 12 or 13, 14 men on the roster, they gotta get paid. So that's their little chump change, or that's their main salary. Um, the All-Star format, or how can they say the highly touted discussion of the new All-Star game format. There's been some rumblings, some controversy, some disagreements amongst players, officials on how the new All-Star format is going to be played out in San Francisco. You got so basically these are four teams. Two teams play each other to 40 points. We're gonna discuss that, and we're gonna discuss why it is going that way. Is why the All Star game has lost its luster. Um, Players haven't been into it as in years past. So we're gonna discuss that in further detail, and we're gonna come up with our own solutions to see how we can fix it, or if there's any way we can fix it. Because I don't know. I really don't know. And also, we got the latest trade rumors. And as you can see, it's December 20th, December 15th that just passed. And where they got two trades that just went down this past week. You had the Nets trading Dennis Schroeder to the Golden State Warriors for DeAnthony Melton's contract and future second round picks. Also, you had the Indiana Pacers and the Miami Heat making a trade earlier this past week. Thomas Bryant heading to Indiana for future second round picks. So we're going to discuss that and also discuss a whole lot more as we are creeping over to Christmas. And y'all know what Christmas means. It's a big day for the NBA. But who knows by the ways it's going right now. So we're going to discuss the NBA Cup, the Milwaukee Bucks winning it over the Oklahoma City Thunder, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Finals Cup MVP, and as it was allegedly heard by former Laker head coach Darvin Ham, do not celebrate this championship. So looks like the only coach who's been undefeated in these two Cup Finals and during the whole NBA Cup series since it started last year.
Yo. Y'all hear that, Laker fans?
But let's see how it goes throughout the rest of the season in the playoffs. So as we go through the panel, let's discuss the recap and what your thoughts on the Cup Finals.
Just my thoughts is just like really, really short. So out of all the teams that was in the semifinals and everything, I really wanted to see the Hawks. The Hawks was my prediction to win the NBA Cup. I felt like out of the 4 teams, the Hawks and the Rockets would have benefited from it the most because, like I've said many times, the Hawks going into the season, they weren't really looked at as a threat. Right after the DeJounte Murray trade, they was trying to figure out, all right, how do we get off Trae Young? But you found a gem. You got back in return in Dyson Daniels, and Jalen Johnson has been balling. So I think it would have been dope for the Hawks to win. Another team, it would have really helped them out is the Houston Rockets because they're playing for something. They're playing for something big, and that would have been dope because they've been bottom feeders for the past couple of years. So just those 2 teams, if they would have won, that would have really been big for them. Now the Bucks, they benefit from this obviously financially. Everybody wins $500,000, but also it puts them in the right direction. The Bucks have been the hottest team in the NBA for like the past month. Going into that format, they were like what 8-2 or something like that. They won like the last 10 games. They just got Chris Middleton back. He got injured again. Well, he missed the game because of like flu-like symptoms and stuff. But they was headed in the right direction. Giannis is balling, still looking like an MVP candidate. And now with this can like let Dame and Giannis know, like, yo, we can actually do something here. We can actually get back to that top of the East because outside of Boston, like in Cleveland, who else was going to contend for that? Because Philly's having their issues. New York is kind of up and down. And Milwaukee's like in shambles too. So you just needed another team up there. So shout out to the Bucks for winning that. Good for Dame. Good for Giannis. Darvin Ham, whatever, bro. Turian Prince, whatever, bro. That's what I gotta say.
Also, let's not forget they got blown out at Cleveland tonight. So
Right. Like, come on.
there it is
Why
right
you
there.
why you trying to come at his Knicks, man? That was crazy.
We're aiming to
No,
the last 10 games, bro.
Nah, I wasn't trying to come at the Knicks. I'm just speaking the facts. Like just overall,
I mean,
like
they were the favorite to beat the Hawks. So can we talk about how Trae Young walked in the garden, kicked his feet up like it was his, like it was the State Farm Arena.
they deserve it all.
Man in the arena, man in the garden. Yes.
Man,
Trae
back of shells. We move on.
Okay. Now let's we move on. Chat, if we could show you our chat and how he was talking, it was a whole different tone.
He was like, "See you guys in Vegas."
Eric was gonna be at the gambling table.
First flight got canceled. But no, I mean, listen, I for one, I'm gonna gloat a little bit. I did predict the Bucks to win it. I just felt like when you had the final 4 teams, to me, they had the 2 best players on either team, no matter what the matchup. So I just felt like in a 1-game setting, 1-game elimination, if you have the 2 best guys on the floor, most of the time you're going to win. And I just felt like the Bucks were, they were going into a groove. They started to play well. And the Bucks all season have been showing us that teams with lesser talent, they know how to beat. Now, OKC, their issue was glaring, shooting and size. And Milwaukee took advantage of that, pretty handedly. So, shout out to Milwaukee. Congrats to them on winning that, the second IST champs. The Lakers were the first ones, obviously. Darvin Ham wins his second one. And it's all good. It's nice. It's funny how the day after they win the cup, it's funny how the day after they win the cup, Darvin Ham comes out with a piece with Anscape and Mark Spears about how, his tenure with the Lakers, and he felt as if, if it was any other coach in this situation, he probably would have got an extension, which is like, he blamed a lot of the shortcomings on the roster's injuries. And where I think he falls short is that, hey man, LeBron and AD played the most games they ever played in the Laker uniform in one season last year. Okay. Like I understand that the roster, trust me, I am an advocate of Rob Pelinka. What the hell are you doing? And the Lakers roster last season and it's the same one this year is not a contender. They're not that good. But let's not be remiss of Darvin's shortcomings and not being prepared. And I could go on and on about it. But needless to say, like that I didn't appreciate. It's like, dude, you didn't have to take another dig at the Lakers. We get it. And then, that night when you won the cup, it was, Chris Haynes put out a report. It had a picture of the locker room when none of the champagne was touched because they felt, or Darvin Ham advised, the team that, hey, we shouldn't celebrate this because there's still more game to play, obviously, and I get that. And from his own experience, when the Lakers won it last year, we took a nosedive. And that's in part because, Darvin, you refused to play the starting five that won most of the games the season before. But needless to say, shout out to the Bucks. It's always good for the guys on the back end of the roster to win that prize. Obviously, those guys are on minimum contracts, rookie contracts, two-way deals.
Shout out Marshawn Beauchamp, man.
Yeah, shout out Marshawn Beauchamp. And it's good for those guys to kind of win that money, but it's also too overall for the IST. It gives teams like OKC, which in high pressurized moments when things are on the line, you kind of see what they look like. And albeit, don't get me wrong, Chet was missing. I think we have a whole different ball game if Chet is playing. So let me not be remiss of that. But guys, the teams like Houston, OKC, you kind of want to see like when the money's on the line, what do you guys look like? And
in a one game deal,
right? And like game 7, technically, right? So you kind of see where the shortcomings are and where the improvements need to happen. And like it's a barometer of where you are in those scenarios. So, but all in all, shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks for winning that. Well deserved. And hopefully next year, we get another champion.
What I do like about the tournament, the tournament. Who said that the tournament we going? Nah, man. I think the tournament is
it's here to stay. I'm gonna tell you why it's here to stay. Think of the first 2 MVPs and 2 champions of the tournament, LeBron and Giannis, and they took it dead serious. So it's not going anywhere. Those guys. That's one thing Adam Silver is jumping for joy for, is that the first 2 champions are guys that did not take the game off and took it seriously. So it's not going. They those 2 guys set the precedent. It's not going anywhere. It's not.
And it's sponsored by Emirates, bro. They're giving a serious dollar.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that I like about this tournament is that the older guys are taking initiative to set the stamp, like, yo, young guys, take it serious. And even though the young players that have made it far in this tournament in the first 2 years have kind of taken it serious, I like that it's been an older guy. I'm not saying Giannis not that old, he's 30, but still a veteran in this game.
Been in the league for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the staples faces of the league, if you want to put it that way. Like having that, and then like for instance, we could go back to last year when you have LeBron James, then you had the hype of Tyrese Halliburton. You know what I mean? Like you have those, you have the old guard and the new guard coming in, if that makes sense.
That's what I like, and that's what I saw this year. You saw it this year with Giannis and Shea in the final round. So I like that it's coming down to that, and the vets are just beating on these young guys, showing them like, yo, y'all still got ways to go. And hopefully, they could take that opportunity to get better. Obviously, Halliburton has been struggling this year. Hopefully, Shea takes this as an opportunity to get better. But I did like what I seen from the tournament from a lot of teams, especially the Hawks. Armani, when I was listening last week, when I was on my DMP,
shout out to Sean Marks.
Sean Marks got me back. I told these guys in the group chat, I'm not doing a pod until I see a trade happen. So he came through at the buzzer. But what I did like from the Hawks a lot in a close game situation against a superstar and against a good number 2 star is that they didn't budge at all. They were still there, you know, and that's what I like from that team. And then I saw it from OKC and Houston until, you know, OKC went through that third quarter and fourth quarter. It was just like, oh, come on. But I like the fight that I saw. I like the defense that I saw from these young squads. And that's why I really did like from this tournament. It was refreshing basketball. Everything mattered. You didn't see people just giving up, even though it was a blowout for OKC in the final game. You didn't see this all through the tournament.
Even the game before the Final Four, Houston versus Golden State, like
good 2000s basketball right there.
Yeah, that was straight defense.
I know Armani was like,
controversy at the end of the game and a bunch of just stuff happening. So like, it's what you want to see, and this is what the tournament brings. Yeah. The same way we all dislike the play-in tournament, and then all of a sudden the play-in tournament was like, oh, this is actually really good. Mm-hmm. The Emirates IST is gonna wind up being the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I like it so much.
I've just been hearing that. I've been seeing that people want another incentive for winning the tournament.
What more do they want? People players are getting $500K.
So
you want a playoff spot?
Nah.
Along the lines, somebody suggested that the winner of the NBA Cup should have a spot in a secured spot in the play-in tournament.
Hell no.
I'm like,
the play-in? Or the play-off?
I'm like, no.
And you said the play-in or the playoff?
The play-in.
Okay, that's a little different.
Okay,
yeah, that's a little. You could get away with that because, like, all right, if you're Atlanta, right, and let's say you win, and you're because of the roster, you're fighting, 10 to 11 seed. Because you have that, you can now get into, and it sucks though because at the end of the day, it's like, what about these teams that are actually trying to win? Like for instance, in the West is stacked as it is, right? Like, like you got some teams. I mean, it's not Josh. I see your face, but when I mean stacked, I mean like the talent in the West is so compact. Like you have a team of like the Kings, right, who have a losing record, but it's not a totally bad roster that they're actually trying to win. So it's like if New Orleans, who has the worst record in the West, wins the IST, are they deserving of getting into?
That's where I was gonna go.
Yeah.
Right, because you, like you said, you can have the reverse. You can have a team win the tournament and then just go off the deep end. Superstar player gets hurt on a team, and then they just start like just having a shitty rest of the season.
Guaranteeing them a play-in is crazy.
Right?
Because you know what's also wild too? Now you got to think about, okay, what's the lottery picks looking like now? Because if let's just say I have the worst record in the league and I happen to win the IST, I get a punch into the play-in. Then I win the play-in game. I win both play-in games, and I get into the playoffs. And I still get the number one pick.
Rubbing a hand like,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's why I don't like that. And you don't want to give them incentives like that in this league. And we have to pull a leg for y'all to play. Yeah. No, you playing. You still got to earn your way. That's a bad no.
Yep.
You know what? No to that idea.
Yep.
But right before Eric goes on to talk about this, I find it interesting. I keep hearing Stack West, high-powered West.
Here he goes.
And then a struggling mid-pack team in the East with Giannis somehow takes down the number one strong team in the West with ease.
Who's missing their second best player? Who's missing their second best player?
The Bucks are a mid-pack. They started 2-8.
And they're in the East.
I see the conversations online. I'm not saying y'all guys. I know y'all represent the West. I'm saying I see the conversations online in basketball discourse. The West is so good and the East is so horrible. We should just get rid of conferences. It will be like 2 East teams and then the rest is West. But the 14-14 Bucks handled the OKC Thunder, number one seed in the bad West with ease. Maybe we should just leave conferences how they are.
So the 10th seed
Maybe.
in the 10th seed in the West is 11 and 16.
Okay.
I mean, excuse me, the 10th seed in the East is 11 and 16.
Okay. What
And
team
the
is
10th
that?
seed in the West is 14 and 11. Stop.
Okay, who's
Stop.
the 11 team though? Give us context.
It's the Nuggets.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't want to hear that, bro.
I thought I was cooking.
No.
All right, my fault. You can go, Eric.
and that 10th seed in the East we're talking about is the Brooklyn Nets. Exactly. Yes.
Oh, we got
exactly. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you're finished.
Y'all.
You're finished.
I'm only supposed to be podding when we in the lottery. So we're pod,
Yo, man.
Now, moving on from that crap, Eric, you can give your
Go
take.
ahead, Eric.
Oh boy. Lottery team.
I can't believe this guy.
Come on, man. Where's the competitive spirit?
He's like,
I thought I was cooking until you
thought he
gave
was.
us sample facts.
Nah.
Nah, bro. Yeah, so I had the Thunder winning it, but so it looks like from what I saw on Tuesday.
And my bad. Correction. I stand corrected because I know people are going to. I was looking at the league total. The Nets are the 10th seed, 11 and 16. The Warriors are the 10th seed right now in the West. The Warriors, Warriors, Timberwolves, and Suns all tied for 10th at 14 and 12.
Oh,
so again,
a whole bunch of mid packs.
What?
Again, it doesn't stand up to your argument.
I ain't never
your
seen
team is 11 and 14.
I ain't never seen the Nets lose by 50. You told me one team that just lost by 50.
You know what? Wow.
I don't know.
The argument still remains the same. The point still remains. The 10th best team in the East is 11 and 14. And the 10th best team in the West, there's 3 of them tied. 3. And then on top of that, all 3 of them are a game and a half out of 3rd place in the West, bro.
And the Spurs are half game behind them all.
So enough.
Maybe y'all just a whole bunch of mid. It's just 2 power teams in the West.
What does that make y'all then? What does that make y'all?
You're 2 and a whole bunch of mid. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Y'all just better mid.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Battle mid is crazy.
You want to talk about mid? The Miami Heat are the 6th seed
at 13-13
in the East. You the Nuggets are the 6th seed in the West at 14 and 11. Like, stop, bro. And you know what the Miami Heat look like. Stop it.
I don't know. They was in the finals against each other.
Yo, Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, Eric, go ahead.
All right. We're gonna have to like dwell from this conversation because this is going nowhere fast. So it was a good win for the Bucks. I think they needed this because they've been on a surge as of lately before tonight's game. They were 12-3 the last 15. Just riding the ship after the slow 2-8 start. Giannis has been balling this whole season, averaging 30 and 10. Dame, even though he's been in and out of the lineup, he's averaging 24.
Yeah.
But also, I think for the Bucks, I still think they're missing pieces because their bench is still lacking scoring from the bench. They're also trying to see what they got, what they can get for Bobby Portis, because they need to bolster their bench. But this is a good win for them. Just to like at least give more momentum, continuing to the season and hopefully going to the new year, January. As for the Thunder, I think they need more shooting, and more size. Even though Chet's out, he should be back. Hopefully in a couple probably next month, January, as he recovers from that hip injury Um, but I think it's a good barometer for the Thunder to see where they need it as much as far as shooting, and also I think they need another. I think they need another playmaker because it's for the fact that you have SGA as I think the only playmaker and a scorer alongside Jalen Williams. I think they needed one more playmaker and one more scorer. And I think the rebounding and the size, once Chet Holmgren comes back and then they team up with Isaiah Hartenstein, I think they'll be good on that end. But just to help out SGA, especially once the playoffs come around and say they play the Houston Rockets, they're going to need another scorer. So
against Houston, I don't know, but I see what you mean. Against other teams, yes, in the playoffs,
Dallas, they're gonna need that.
Yeah.
But I think it was a good barometer for both teams. And it was good for the Bucks players because that 500K comes in handy for the bottom tier of the roster. And on top of that, it gives Doc Rivers another championship, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Shout out Doc. He actually went against one of his philosophies, and why the Bucks are really turning it around because they actually playing the young players. Playing Andre Jackson, who's improved their perimeter defense.
Yeah, AJ Green.
AJ Green, who's a sharpshooter from behind the arc, who's actually hitting when guys like Gary Trent is not hitting when that's what they brought him in for. I tip my hat off to Doc because he usually doesn't do that, and he did that. That's for times called the deficit matches. So,
yeah, nah, for sure. But yeah, overall, good experience with the Cup this year. And I just anticipate it only gets better, and I hope, which I do think they've been listening, things change. Move it further.
Yeah.
Start it on Christmas, end it on on Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
Also,
as the championship game.
Also, I think the semifinal should be also at the team with the best record instead of being in one neutral site.
Yeah, I thought the championship game was only in Vegas. I didn't know.
No, it's the semifinals and the championship. I just like the fact that they should keep the semifinals at the team's home court.
I have a better proposition though.
Yeah, they need that.
How about I like that too, what you just suggested, Eric. But I have a different proposition. The only issue I had with the tournament itself is that I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a lot of blue lights in the stands because they were covering up the seats that were empty, right? Mm-hmm. And like Vegas, if you ever been to Vegas, like it's the last thing on people's minds, honestly, is a basketball game. Like that, it's just so much stuff is happening in Miami. That's exactly what it is, right? Mm-hmm. What about either if you're gonna have the championship game in Vegas, whatever, fine. But how about you have the semifinals games in cities that don't have a basketball team?
Seattle.
And we said this last year. We said to move it around.
Yeah. So Seattle 1 year, Kansas City another year,
St.
Louis another year, San Diego another. You know what I mean? Just like just have different cities. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there, Josh. So that way cities that don't have like professional basketball teams outside of like college, right? That's amateur stuff, but like professional basketball teams, they can kind of get that experience too. Because I think it'll go a long way, and you kind of just gravitate to a new fan base that probably like you should explore down the line when you try to build a franchise in those cities.
That's how Oklahoma City got their franchise.
Nope.
I actually really like that idea because I'm over here thinking about like the NCAA tournament and how they do it in different cities every single year.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's the same format, right? One game elimination.
And I also think because like, you mentioned like Vegas and Seattle And like these are cities that are supposedly getting a basketball team in the near future. So it's kind of like you're gauging your market. With Vegas, like outside of the NBA Cup, the last time we seen something, obviously you got Summer League and everything, but a big there you go, and that didn't do well.
No,
like I heard all the behind the scenes stuff. They was like it was not safe for the players and stuff like that. Like sure, Vegas is bright lights, a lot of gambling and all other types of stuff, but in reality, it's not good. So I do like that idea that they're gonna jump around the country just to kind of gauge their market and see, because college does it, and college draws a big crowd. They do it in football arenas every single season.
They fans travel.
Yeah,
they do. Travel.
Like, and that's the thing. Like the NBA is like you don't necessarily need the Vegas attraction, because these teams and these players have fans and stands. They will travel.
Yeah,
they will travel to watch their games, and it's an opportunity for a city to experience that and to get some revenue. Like, you know what I mean? So I think it's something they should really look into and explore. Because I would love to see, like, again, like Seattle would be insane. It would be insane in Seattle.
And I also like that the prices, like we mentioned on the last pod, it wasn't as high, because it's like, if you got somebody up who just walking up and, like you said, there's a lot of things to do in Vegas, but eventually you hear NBA's in town, like, yo, why not? Let me go catch a game, So I just
little take my girl, you know what I'm saying?
Like
in a new city,
let me get out the Bellagio for a few, you know what I'm saying? Let me get out of MGM. Let me get out of casinos that smell like cigarettes. Let me go to an NBA game. You dig? Right.
Yeah. So I just think that's something they should look into, like, and then another thing, I get, like, because they don't even wear.
Like, my God, Ernest, bro, you going with the city jerseys?
So what I was gonna say was, like,
bro,
the jerseys, they're still they're wearing their regular jerseys. Like, for me, honestly, it should be the throwbacks. Like, get a throwback from like years we haven't seen in a while, and just do something different. That's all I'm saying. Like, you want to make this thing like a real spectacle. Like, they're relying on Vegas so much, and it's like, okay, like, we get that, but like, I would love to see Milwaukee, the Bucks, wear the old, with the whole Buck uniform. You know what I mean? Like, all the the green or the purple joint. That would have been fun.
OKC wore they soccer jersey. They don't got no throwback, really.
Obviously they don't. But I'm just saying, like, teams that do, like, most of the teams in the NBA do.
You know what the Thunder throwback is? Remember NBA Live when they didn't have a jersey? You just said Oklahoma City Thunder with the NBA logo.
That was terrible. That was terrible. But they still can wear the Sonics jersey until the Sonics become a team again. Then the Sonics will own the history.
But lineage,
So I'm just saying, like, it adds some flair, add something, because we did all the stuff with the courts, and the jerseys, they haven't been wearing them like that.
They haven't been wearing them. So what's the point?
Exactly. So
what's the point?
To me, that would have been nice.
Just saying, you got 4 guys here that's ready to work.
Yes, yeah.
If you need marketing, we're ready to work. That's what I'm saying.
Moving on, though, to another new format. The NBA All-Star Game has now been revamped, and it's questionable, so to speak. So, as you know, there's a new format for the 2025 NBA All-Star Game that is happening in San Francisco this year. It'll be a mini tournament with 4 teams and 3 games. 24 NBA All-Star selections divided evenly into 8-player teams. 4th team will be the Castro Rising Stars champion, which means that, if you guys don't know what the Rising Stars are, that is when you have the rookies and sophomores, or they call it the World versus what is it? The World versus what? The US, right? I guess. Yeah. And you have the rookies and sophomores playing against each other. So the winner of the team that wins that game will also be into that pool. The honorary team general managers will be Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, and Candace Parker. Barkley and O'Neal and Smith will draft their team rosters of the pool of 24 NBA All-Stars, and Candace Parker is the GM of the Rising Stars. That's a slap in the face to me.
Look, go ahead, Ernest. Continue.
Two teams will meet in the semifinals. The remaining two teams will meet in the other semifinal. The winning teams will face off and advance to the championship game, and the winner of each game has to surpass 40 points. I have no clue how this is going to freaking work. This is terrible.
Look, before we start chiming out our thoughts and stuff, so I was watching Gil's Arena, his little snippet, and he was like, you got 24 players who worked their butt off to become an all-star this year, and then
you're going to throw in the rookies who don't even belong in that pool.
Right. But the good side of it, if we can consider it good, right? We talk about wanting to showcase our new players, right? Because after the big dogs leave. Unfortunately, this draft class that we have currently is not a reflection of that.
Year too early. They're doing that a year too early.
Right. But if you want to do that on a big stage, there's no other way to do it. That's the bright side I see of it. But you feel me? That's all I got to say. That's my only rebuttal to that, though. But y'all can go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie. I do appreciate that the NBA.
Matter of fact, too, like I know, like people want to like blame who came up with this. Steph Curry was a part of this committee that agreed.
Just ruining everything.
Just want to put that out there. Steph Curry was on the committee that agreed to this stuff, guys.
This guy is ruining everything in the game of basketball.
Know what? When I said I hated Steph,
respect the Steph, man. Come on, ruin everything is crazy.
Josh, I told you this.
I'm just gassing.
No, Josh. When I said I hated Steph, there was a deeper meaning to this, bro. There's a deeper meaning to that, bro.
Listen, I do appreciate the NBA attempt to keep trying and changing stuff to get these players to care. That's the one thing I do get out of this and I do like. But players, this is a cry out from the fans, from the NBA is damn self. Please care so we can go back to the old ways. Please.
Yes.
Please, bro.
Yeah.
The NBA is only doing this because they don't want to see a score of 200 to 196. That's embarrassing.
All we ask is to play defense. It shouldn't be a glorified layup line and a dunk line. Like,
come on, I see y'all play harder, and we talked about this before. We see you play harder in the summer and open runs. Why when we paying money, y'all can't play defense for 40 minutes? And then y'all on vacation for the rest of the week. That's it.
That's facts. Honestly, like I just think everybody's overreacting. Not about like the new format. I'll get to that. But I just think about like just how the All-Star shortcomings has been the past couple of years. So I wrote down a couple of things. So 2017 was the last year that Adidas had the contract. 2017 was the last year that the All-Star game was just East and West. 2017 was the year that AD dropped 50 points, right? 2018 is the
AD
first
was
year.
the MVP of that All-Star game, right?
Yep. AD, I'm sorry. 2018 was the first year of the captains, right? So that was LeBron, and then that was
Giannis? No, KD.
Was it?
I think it was KD.
Nah, because LeBron 2018. Nah, LeBron was LeBron was on the West at that point. No, he was with Cleveland.
No, he was in Cleveland.
Yes, he was on Cleveland. I'm sorry, I'm mixing it up. But yes, you're correct. You're correct. So that was the first year of the captains, and we liked that. We enjoyed that. Remember, it went down to the end. We liked the way that game ended.
Yeah, because remember that year, LeBron picked AD as his first pick, and Giannis was like, "That's tampering."
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Right. 2019 was just another follow-up. It was a solid year. No complaints about that.
LeBron and KD were the captains.
Yep.
I think it was Steph.
20
I was thinking Steph that year.
I think it was Steph.
Was it
Either
Steph?
way. Either way, it was
Yeah.
still it still wasn't it was still a solid year.
Well,
2020 RP Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
That was when they did the 224 point
Yes.
scoring thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God.
The Elam. Yeah, the Elam scoring.
Horrible.
That year. No, Josh. No, Josh. A lot of people. Yes.
Yeah, it was competitive towards at the end. Yeah.
Yes, towards the end. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, towards the end.
That was the Kawhi and LeBron. They celebrating together. Yeah,
yes,
I remember that. Yeah.
Yes, and that was like when everybody was saying, you see that iconic picture where it got LeBron versus Kawhi, you got Spike Lee, you got Quavo, you got everybody just standing up. It was like a one-on-one matchup. Yeah, that was fire. All right. 2021, COVID. All right. That's when they combined everything in one day. Like the 3-point shootout.
Yeah.
They combined everything. Slam dunk. That was when they combined all that in one day. 2022. That's when Curry like broke the record for like most threes at the All-Star game or something like that.
It was him. There was that ugly ass yellow jersey where him and Dame was going off. I think that year.
Nah, that was 2021. That was the COVID joint. 2022 is when they was doing that. It was us. NBA 75.
Yes.
The Cleveland. Curry was wearing them silver joints and the other team was wearing them red joints.
Mm-hmm.
No issue, right? Now, the last 2 years is the years that people have problems with because 2023, we see Jason Tatum versus Jaylen Brown in a one-on-one matchup while everybody was standing off to the side. We seen that. Yes, y'all remember. Y'all laughing because it's true. Like, we would sit there on the sideline like, yo, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
What is this, right? And then last year, we seen it become just a 3-point fest. Like, just straight overhaul of threes. Dame shooting from half court. But that's Dame's thing. You know, Halliburton jacking up mad threes and stuff like that. So, the past 2 years is how we got here. It's the reason why we're doing this format.
Ant-Man
right
saying
now.
he playing the whole game left-handed, like bro.
Right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Right, and Jokic and Luka just not.
But they never care. They haven't cared since they've been making it. So
right. So it's
I don't know if you remember from one of those plays last year. I think Luka tried to throw Jokic a lob, and like Jokic he didn't even like care at all. Like it just it was bad. It was bad.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all giving me PTSD because I had better on a Luka assist and he didn't get it because of that. Anyway, like I was
All-Star game was crazy.
Hey, you expect but I should have known better. But anyway, though, I say that to say because the last 2 years is how we got here. That's why we're doing this format in the first place to kind of get players to care. I don't know, just to kind of get them to compete. But it's like it's a horrible idea. Like, come on, and Josh, like I said, I feel you on that. Like the NBA is trying to reinvent the wheel, but it's like, yo, bro, like all we've known, like all our lives is East versus West.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I'm over the incentive. Like, why does it have to be an incentive for y'all to play hard? Like, bro, the in-season tournament is already incentive based. Like, we have to add something else for you guys to want to like play hard. Like at the end of the day, the fans picked y'all. Like they voted y'all in. At the very least, care.
Take it serious.
I'm almost of the mindset. You know what? How about this? How about the losing team got to come out of pocket $50K to pay the other team. Each player got to pay $50,000 or $100,000, whatever. Each player who lost. Now, I guarantee you, then them dudes gonna want to ball out because they're like, I'm not losing $50K. I'm not paying what? I'm just saying, like, damn, like we have to give y'all incentive to play hard. How about this? If you lose, you got to give up $50K each player, and you got to pay the opposing team. How about that? I bet y'all play hard then.
Yo, I don't see nothing wrong with that, man.
Like, damn, son. Like, what else we gotta do, bro?
It's crazy that we really have to pull teeth with these players just to Bro, just hoop, man.
Just hoop, bro. It's the top 24 players in the world. Like, come on.
We the only league that constantly talking about, let's just change it. Let's make it easier for them. No, man. No. I'm tired of hearing, let's change something. Keep it the same way. Just slap them up a little bit. Man, follow the David Stern handbook, man. That's it. I have people online talking about, let's just make it 66. No, they can play 82. It's fine.
Yeah.
Them owners are not losing those money.
I don't like the fact that they're trying to just.
I'm real quick, Eric, because you made a comment like the owners are not trying to lose the money. But here's the thing with the 65 game incentive. If let's just say the superstars don't play the 65 game incentive, and you got a guy,
we're gonna get back to that, Paul.
And you got a guy that has certain incentives in his contract. If he makes All NBA, if he makes this, he gets an extra bonus. As your owner, you're effing yourself because guess what? Now I gotta come out of pocket to pay this guy, which if the rule wasn't in place, he wouldn't have got this. He wouldn't have got All NBA. You know what I mean? So it's just like the owners and the players. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all doing? Everyone's trying to compete with each other, but it's not conveying to the court. And it's like I don't understand. It just confuses me. But go ahead, Armani. I'm sorry.
Nah, so Paul brought up a comment. Only remedy is to extend the break and shorten the season so every game matters more. The players have so much responsibility.
They're still gonna take time off. That's not going to lessening the amount of games in the season is not going to take away the fact that these guys are still going to take games off.
And then when you shorten the season, like you got to think about other stuff that we don't think about until you really like sit down and think about it. Records are really not going to be broken. Like it's not happening no more.
No,
you're not gonna see anybody even attempt to get in top 10, top 5 of scoring.
And whatever.
You're not gonna see all those records is done.
Yeah,
66 games. What are we doing?
Yeah. And I just think around the whole responsibility thing for All-Star Weekend, that's always been a thing. Like, come on, that's always been a thing. If you're a top player, you got media in your face all weekend long. And remember, All-Star Weekend was shorter back then.
Sure.
Yeah,
it was shorter back then.
Yep. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And you playing on Tuesday, like
yep.
Gotta get a whole week off. Like,
right, right. So I just don't like the laziness of it all, you know. And I just remember as a kid, I used to be so hyped to watch the All-Star game.
I was so hyped.
Oh my gosh! And now it's just like, all right, well, it's on. I guess I'll watch it. You know what I mean? So even with everything else that they're doing, like the dunk contest hasn't really been. I can't remember the last time the dunk contest. I say 2016.
To be fair, that's one of those contests that it's going to be hard to be innovative in that one. It's just so much dunks you could do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
it's only
true.
like it's so much has been done already. You know, it's like what I do like is like with the 3-point contest incorporating the WNBA players. Like I love that. Like that's fire to me. You know what I'm saying?
Get eyes on their game.
Yeah, you know, but it's just like do things innovative like that. But like, come on with all this and like to adding the rookies and so like, bro, that makes no sense to me.
So
they don't belong on the floor. I'm sorry, like they don't belong on the floor.
Am I buying a West LeBron jersey this year? Like, what is that even gonna look like, bro?
Even going back down to the All-Star jersey designs, they don't. This is plan.
Yeah.
Ever since Nike took over, let's be real. Ever since Nike took over, they just got rid of the All-Star stuff. It's like, what was we hype about? What was we hype about Nike taking over again?
Yeah,
I'm not doing anything.
Remember, I said this before. Every year should commemorate a decade of an era,
which is so easy to do.
And then every player who you wear that throwback of that decade. So like if it's the 80s, I get it. You're gonna have teams that have it that weren't around then. I understand that. That's fine. That's 1 or 2 teams right now. But like, just imagine Paolo gets in, but Paolo's wearing the Tracy McGrady Magic jersey. Like that'll be fire.
Or even you look at a particular All-Star game like the 2003 one. what jersey was they rocking? It was rocking the NBA.
Yeah,
All-Star,
with the
right?
All-Star.
Right.
Or
But
the throwback All-Star jerseys.
Exactly.
Every year, do a different throwback.
And you know what we're getting now?
Exactly.
And you know what we're getting now? Black and white jerseys with the team logo in a circle. Come on, bro.
With a Jordan symbol. That's it.
Come on. And it's not like people's asking for, let's just get something new. No, bro. You can recycle the old stuff.
Yeah.
Because we will want
people love the nostalgia
All-Star designs on the newer players. We will love that.
Only thing with that though is like we may love it, but also like you're trying to captivate that young fan too, who's trying to grow up with the game, and like just shoving all that nostalgia. They may not get used to that.
Nah, Armani.
But that black and white.
Both sides. No, it's awful. It's awful. I agree with you.
Think about this: the one they did in Phoenix, that turquoise.
With the cactus?
When MJ brought out the Legend Blue 11s, like
with the cactus,
yeah. Like
anything now though, Amani, the kids would love all them colors now.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but
now we can see it. Yeah,
they
imagine this one.
We can see it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
the kids love that
chili pepper.
Yeah.
The chili pepper. Yeah.
The kids love all those colors now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know what we're thinking in the NBA office, but hello, guys. Like I said, last topic. You got 4 guys that's willing to help.
Come on.
4 guys that's willing to help.
Yeah. As far as the format, I'm just as lost as. And I was starting to say like just them just shoving the TNT crew because like,
gosh, it's like they gave him more stuff to do. What are we doing, man? People don't like basketball. They said,
and you know what they're gonna do, right?
Don't know how to play basketball,
and you know what they're gonna do because the spotlight is gonna be on them for that night. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna try to make it about them somehow.
Yep.
You know, and it's just like it's like when they did the like. Why are we having a shootout contest that's being broadcast between Stephen A. Smith and Kenny Smith? Like, why?
Yeah.
Well, why? What is this?
I just turn off my TV. Let me know when the game start, bro.
Look, I'm always playing devil's advocate. It's the entertainment portion of it.
No, I get it. I understand that, but it's like there's other forms of entertainment though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. And for the IST championship game, before the game or during halftime, there's a dunk contest from people, you know, different ballers from around the world or whatever the case
I
is.
appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I
appreciate that.
You know what I mean? It's just
accept that check.
Yeah, right.
It's just
you're not gonna be as expensive as them. Just know.
Yeah, it's just like the product has to be better. It just has to be better from a broadcasting commentary standpoint, how they talk about the game, and then how the game is played on the floor. It's just like, and again, you wonder why. Josh, to your point, you had said this, and JJ Redick literally said this last night, and he was like, the reason why a lot of people, all of the ratings are so down is you have people on TV who are constantly trashing the game, and they're the ones who have the voice. Why is that?
Yeah.
When you watch NFL Live, you don't see Dan Orlovsky trashing the game.
And
you don't see
back. Eric posted something in the chat the other day. I forget his name, but it was a Twitter. I forget his name, but he was also alluding to that as well too. And people in the comment section was thrashing him. Oh, well, he has no right to talk about why to raise it down. Look at his show and stuff like that. But it's facts. They mentioned a great point. Baseball media don't talk bad about their sport.
No.
Football media don't talk bad about their sport, and here we are.
Like you're constantly saying that the superstars are this, superstars are that.
Why is he getting paid this much?
Like and like what bothers me the most is that, for instance, like Charles Barkley, you sit there and you criticize Kevin Durant for not being the bus driver, and dude, did you forget what you did in your career? Let's not forget how you left and you went to Phoenix, who was a 50 constant for 3-4 years before you got there, was a 50+ win team. You got there. The first year, cool, everything was kumbaya, and then the second year, when you settled in, what happened? And then after that, you was like, I can't win here. You scoured the league. Oh, I'm gonna join the Houston Rock, until this day, Scottie Pippen even says that man owes us an apology because he came to the squad unprepared every single day. So like, let's just stop. Shaq, I get it.
Scottie Pippen,
20 and 15. You like, bro. At the end of the day, like, you have to evolve with the game. Everyone can't be as dominant as you. It is what it is. So
it was Jason McIntyre from Fox Sports New York. Fox Sports.
We're not saying to glaze them, man.
No,
we saying.
No, we're not saying that. What we're saying is you can talk about the game in a positive way and still critique it.
Like for example, before Eric, I'm gonna let you go. I'm just gonna be real quick. For example, you see how guys, old players, they love Mason, Oakley, but they get at Rudy Gobert. What? Please tell me who's the better player out of those players. Rudy Gobert. So why are we coming at Rudy Gobert? But y'all like, oh man, Oakley, man. Ooh, Mason, man.
No disrespect to Oakley. Guys. Oakley in today's game is a Walmart Draymond Green. Sorry.
But
the game evolves. The game evolves.
And you see how they protect those players back then, but now, because Rudy Gobert, even with Ben Wallace, we love Ben Wallace, and he's just as good on offense as Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert might be better offensively, but we never hear anything like that with Ben, but we hear it with Rudy Gobert.
Yep, and then don't they got the same amount of DPOIs?
Yep, 4.
All them things.
Yeah. So it's not about glazing. It's just like you over criticizing when we don't hear that for the same players that were equally as bad back
during
in
that era.
So
like,
come on.
Yeah.
It's just at the end of the day, the game evolves, man. And some of these guys can't accept the fact that the talent is just way better than what it is back then.
Everybody saw the game of basketball.
And you can't look at it from a lens of, oh, well, if I played. No, when you played, like, yes, respect the eras, but each era is different. That's all I'm saying. And you have to be able to evolve with the time. That's it. Like, everything can't just be through one lens. Well, when I played, this is what I was classified to do. That was you and your situation. That was how the league was structured then. It is structured different now. That's all. You can still critique the game and celebrate at the same time. Not everything is terrible.
Different styles, different fights.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. But all in all, All-Star Game is here and it's here to stay. I don't know how long this format will stay. I honestly doubt. I think next year they're gonna go back to East and West only because the amount of stars are coming out and saying, "Hey, this ain't really it." But again, they haven't played it out yet, and who knows? Who knows? On the surface, we're looking at it, and it's like it's terrible, and it could come out to be phenomenal. Who knows, right? But as it stands right now, it ain't looking good. But what I want to transition to, as we're talking about the All-Star Game, is All-Star voting has opened up. It opened up yesterday, and I want to get you guys' All-Star picks.
Yeah.
Eric, we're gonna start with you. Give me your starting 5 for the East and the West, and then we're gonna go Armani, Josh, and then I'll go last.
All right, so let me just get my ballot up right quick, okay? So in the West, I'm gonna start in the West.
He making us wait to hear Brunson.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Nah. We're gonna do Brunson.
He's gonna have a whole Knicks starting 5 and 10 just the head coach.
So in the West, I still got Jokic, I got Anthony Davis, and I got Kevin Durant edging out Victor Wembanyama as the last front court starter. As far as the guards, I got Luca and SGA. In the East,
I respect it.
as for my front court, I got Giannis, Tatum, and Karl Anthony Towns. It's my front court. And as for my backcourt, I got. Hold on.
What you mean, hold on? You already know what you're going to say. What you mean, hold on?
I got Donovan Mitchell.
Stephon Marbury and Jalen Brunson.
I got Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson.
All right. Okay.
Wait. Is this the people we voting for, or who we think is going to be starters?
Nah, voted for.
Okay, voting for. All right.
Voted for. Yeah.
Was it my turn? All right.
Yes.
All right. So starting off the West, I got Nikola Jokic. I have LeBron James. I have Kevin Durant. That was actually hard because I was deciding between him and AD. That was really difficult. For the guards, I have Shea. And for the other guard, I have Ant-Man. For the East, I have in the front court, I got Giannis, Cat, Tatum. For the guard, I got Donovan Mitchell, and I got LaMelo Ball. Big baller.
Listen, man. I'm gonna start off with the East, man, because the way I vote for people. Disclaimer: I vote for people who I know is not gonna get that much votes, because you already know, like the LeBrons and the KDs, so they're not gonna be on my list. So spare me.
Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson,
Nah.
Dennis Schroeder.
So we're just doing our own votes that we did personally. Then we'll do who should be the starters for each. We'll debate that.
So I'm gonna start off with backcourt. I got LaMelo and Cade. Those two, I really want them young boys to, get up in there. Then my front court, I got Jalen Johnson. It's my boy, Jalen Johnson. I can't, I physically can't vote for Giannis, so I had to skip his name. Cat.
The definition of like holding a grudge, this man got it, bro. Man got it.
I have Cat, Jalen Johnson, and I know he's not gonna make it, but I still gave a little vote in there for Franz. I need somebody from Orlando on that All-Star team,
Okay.
In the West, this is tough. Wemby, Sengun. I still got to show love to KD, man. KD, you go. Yo, KD on my list, man. KD on my list, man. I try to stay away, bro.
Yo,
KD
what's
on the list.
with you?
Oh my gosh.
And then another young boy, I'm still gonna vote for him. My son Shea. And then I couldn't vote for Ant, bro. I couldn't vote for him. I couldn't vote for Ant, bro.
Yo, what's wrong with you?
I just had to go obvious here. I had to go Luca, man. I couldn't go Ant.
Ernest?
Why he disappeared? Who you disappeared for? What did I say wrong?
No, it's your choice. So for me, this is who I voted for. Anthony Davis.
Should have said Eamon Thomas.
LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards. We're gonna get to the last pick next.
You said LeBron?
I'm talking about who I voted for.
You voted for him?
Yeah. I voted for another guy, but I ain't gonna mention him yet.
He voted for Bronny.
No.
He's not even on the list.
I did Anthony Davis. I'm mad because anyway.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah, I know.
it's gonna get nasty.
I know.
That's just it's crazy.
Like,
But
look, Dad, I'm an all-star, Dad.
Bro,
Anthony Davis
available.
So Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, and
I don't know, bro.
Austin Reeves. Now in the East, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo.
This man got 3 Lakers on his All-Star roster. And y'all shit
Giannis
having two Knicks on my roster.
Listen, I have no shit.
What's going on?
Again, this is not going to be the starters, okay? This is who people I voted for. I don't care. Yes, Austin Reeves is on that list. Giannis Antetokounmpo in the East, Paolo Banchero, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, and I voted for Cam Thomas as my 5th starter.
Josh, come back.
If you need, I have the proof right here. Okay, the proof is here. I voted Cam Thomas as my 5th starter. Okay, all right. So, Eric, I need you to come back because we have to now debate who should really be the starting 5 for the East and West. I think it's going to wind up being Anthony Davis and LeBron. Like you got to consider the Laker fan base. It is what it is. Now it gets tricky here because I think KD gets in. Stephen Curry is going to get voted in. I think, bro. Like I just think he gets voted in, and then I think it's going to be either SGA, Luka, or Ant-Man. And Ja as like that last guard position. Because again, I'm thinking about the voting. The vote you got to consider the voting piece of it.
Yeah.
Like it's the fan base
though.
Huh?
I thought that
only
50%.
Yeah, but I think that
Honestly,
I just think KD, LeBron, and Steph are locks. Yeah. Like it's just. They're gonna do it, bro.
Lock starter and
I know
is crazy.
I know. Again.
You said who's the lock starter?
Steph being a lock starter is crazy.
Personally,
Steph, a lot of people still like Steph. Come on.
Personally, I think it should be Anthony Davis, LeBron, KD, Ant-Man, and Ja.
Why are you doing Shea like that, bro?
I know.
Ja had more popularity than
it's a debate. It's a debate. It can be debated. You can't go wrong with SGA either. I'm just saying, like it's that guard position in the West is crazy. It's crazy. And then in the East, obviously Giannis, Cat. Ooh, it gets real. After that, because I think those 2 are locks. I think Donovan Mitchell may be a lock too. After that, it gets a little murky to me. The East.
It does.
Because honestly, you can debate Trae Young deserves it over Jalen Brunson. You can debate that. That's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think Jalen Brunson gets in though. Again, fan base, New York, like
of course.
You know, and I would love to have chill out, Josh. I would love to have
Maxey.
Nah. Honestly, personally, I don't think no Sixer gets in.
No. No.
Yeah.
And B, sit this one out, bro.
It's man, and as far as the East, I think obviously it gets tricky because what am I talking about? Jason Tatum, Giannis, Tatum, Cat,
Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. That's it.
Yeah, Brunson and Donovan Mitchell. As I'm looking at it, because again, you can make a case for Trae Young. You really can. I think Trae Young gets in as a reserve, but
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for him to be a starter. But yeah, so that'll be my starters for the
I'm not
East.
gonna lie, Trae Young might have more of a fan base than Brunson because
That's what I'm
last
saying.
year votes he had 2 million. He had 2.2 million fan votes, while Brunson only had 1.4. Knicks fans, what happened? Best fans in the world.
Don't worry.
Remember, yo, Josh, to the very end, this is factual. To the very end, Austin Reeves had more fan votes than Brunson.
Oh.
That's just a fact, but you know,
you're him.
what do you guys think of that? Like, do you think I'm on the right path with those two starting fives? KD, AD, LeBron, Steph, and you could either say SGA, Luka, Ja, or Ant-Man.
And fun fact, SGA actually had 3.1 million votes last year.
Wow.
Luka
was
had
that the top?
4.1? Luka had 4.1, SGA had 3.1, and Steph had 3.2. So SGA is closing that gap.
Yeah, so probably Luka will get the nod then.
Yeah, I remember Oklahoma, they ride for their people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, like Jokic deserves it to be a star. I just think again, between Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and KD, that's tough for Jokic to even like. It's just he'll be a reserve, but like he should be a starter, but it's just
AD's gonna be a reserve, bro.
No, AD's gonna be a starter. You could book that,
bro.
You can.
I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna clip that, and
I'm looking.
We'll double back to this one.
I don't know the numbers. He got smoked by the top three.
I think Norman Powell should get in as a reserve.
Yeah, so I like that Norman Powell pick because I was actually thinking of him when I was going through this. No. Look, Greg also said the same thing. He said Wes, Luka, SGA, Yoke, AD.
There is no way LeBron James is not starting. I'm telling y'all right now.
No, I feel you.
I can forget that. LeBron is starting.
We can't deny that. What's the name is having a solid year. Norman Powell's having a solid year.
Norman Powell's not a starter. What?
I'm not saying he's a starter. I'm just saying when I see his name, his name.
Armani, I'm gonna say this. This is going back to the West and East beef. If Norman Powell is on the West All-Stars, I don't want to hear nobody talk about the East Conference being weak. I don't want to hear that because Norman Powell's on the team. What?
Yeah, there's no way Norman Powell.
What is Norman Powell labeled as? What is he labeled as? Is he a shooting guard or is he a small forward?
Shooting guard.
Okay.
No, it's not. The voting is not by position list though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's front court and his guards.
Yeah, front court and back. Like that's how. If you go to NBA.com and you vote, that's how it is. It's not
three front court and two back court.
Two back court. So the three front court guys are probably going to be AD or Jokic, LeBron or AD, and LeBron or KD. And then the two guards are going to you have five legit guards for two spots.
Yes,
in the West.
Steph,
SGA, Luka.
Shea or Ant-Man.
Yeah, you got five guards.
Norman Powell, bro.
And we're talking about Norman Powell. Like, come on, bro. I get it. Norman Powell.
He's having a great year, bro. But like, come on.
Great year.
You know what Norman Powell's like? His position is he is the D'Lo like replacement injury. Like if someone's hurt, Norman Powell gets put in.
No, he's the replacement injury.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's the Derek White injury replacement.
Nobody is paying money for an All-Star game to see Norman Powell, bro. No offense, bro. He's great. I don't want to see you in an All-Star game, bro. I would much rather see a young player like Jalen Johnson in there other than you. Yeah. No. Okay, we getting crazy.
Who'd you say?
I don't want to see that.
Dyson Daniels do what? What are you gonna do? Defend 94 feet the whole game?
I mean, we might need that. We might
need that. Matter of fact, you know what? Yeah, we might need that. We might need that.
Get up a little bit, you know.
I won't be surprised in the East they pushed that agenda like they was trying to do last year with Derek White. I'll be
I mean, no, he can't even do it this year. When you think about the guards in the East, it's like, yo, bro.
Yeah, LaMelo got to get in.
LaMelo and Trey, because they didn't make it last year.
Yeah,
think
facts.
about that.
Yeah.
And then Garland fake got to make it too. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Mobley got to make it.
So wait, you thinking Cleveland's getting 3 in?
No. I think just Spider and Mobley.
Also,
I don't know. We the mid East, so maybe they get 3.
I think Kate Cunningham should get in.
Speaking of the mid East,
perfect segue.
The All-Star game obviously is going to be something interesting to talk about as we get closer. So look out for that, and the weeks leading up to it. But speaking of the mid East, we have. It's funny how 3 teams, I guess, engaged in trades. Well, 4 teams so far, right? If you count the Warriors, but like 3 teams have been in the East. When you have the Pacers, the Heat, and the Nets, and obviously our resident Net fan Josh here, who's been,
we shouldn't even be included in that conversation. I don't know what you're talking about.
We have a resident Nets fan here, Josh, who's been slamming the table, moving furniture, scratching and clawing, screaming the tank. And I've been telling him, even offline, yo, it's a whole different vibe and attitude they got up there, and the actions show it. But now they have finally decided to hit the button, and they have traded their best scorer and Dennis Schroeder.
Crazy.
Obviously, with Cam Thomas is being out, relax.
And Cam Johnson is not alive.
I mean, but who averaged the most on the team? It was Dennis Schroeder. And Dennis Schroeder has now been traded to the Golden State Warriors for, I believe, a second-round pick.
3 second-round picks.
Yes,
Anthony Melton contract.
Anthony Melton.
And Anthony Melton and the Anthony Melton right now is recovering from a torn ACL. So obviously he's just a scratch off and a salary filler. And we hope he gets healthy pretty soon. But Josh, how do you feel about Dennis Schroeder now being off your team? And despite there's still more work to be done, because clearly the Nets just won their last game without him. How do you feel so far about the trade?
I love the trade. Should have did it in the offseason, but it is what it is. I love the trade. It just helps our tank because you cutting, what is the saying? Cutting the head of the snake. And that's what Dennis was. I think he was like second in usage or third in usage, right behind.
He was top 5 in usage rate this year so far.
And because he knows how to play the point guard position, he knows how to set people up. So it's just like the system works effectively with a guy who's knowledgeable of the game, and we don't need that right now. It's cool and all, but no, we don't need that right now. You're gonna mess up my future. 32-year-old Dennis Schroeder. Thank you. Good riddance. I just need the job to be done. Job's not finished. That's what Kobe said, right? Job's not finished. We got 2 more. That's here. Maybe 4 more, because I will actually buy out Ben Simmons because he wants to be healthy all year now, and buy out Bogey because I can't risk him coming back and start wilding and averaging 20. So job's not finished. Sean Marks. There's more to do, so we can get one of these 3, in the back to change our lives in Brooklyn, But I like the trade. Smart. We got 3 seconds. It's cool. Nothing else. Hope Golden State loves him.
Yeah, it's not didn't start off pretty well with Golden State.
We lost by 50 first. We fleeced.
We lost by 50 last night to the Memphis Grizzlies. It was Dennis Schroeder's debut with the team. The fit is weird. I was not a fan of the deal because, I mean, on Brooklyn side, absolutely, but like on Golden State side, didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because I understand you wanted to replace Melton, but you kind of didn't need that production anyway.
And starting him.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You're starting him and you're forcing Seth to be a 2 guard. Team is small, man. Like and it not looking good. And again, it's early. They just got him. They have to. My personal belief is because Dennis Schroeder can be rerouted. They still can trade him. So maybe, they try this out before they decide, you know what, maybe we'll package Kuminga and Schroeder, those salaries together, and we go get a star player.
I already see what they gotta do, man. They go trade Schroeder for Dante DiVincenzo, man.
That'll be a nice pickup. But it's like you just had him, but I get it. But I don't understand it from Golden State's view, but I get the thinking. They wanted another guy that can score the ball. Obviously, in clutch situations, they're one of the worst teams in execution when it comes down to executing in the clutch. So I get the thought process of trying to get Dennis or adding Dennis to the team. I just think he needs to be probably used a bit differently and not in the starting lineup because his style of play, he is not a movement type of player. He is an ISO type of guy. As a Laker, go ahead.
It kind of feel like a younger CP. They trying that again.
Yeah. But a guy who's a lesser willing passer, if that makes sense. I've seen it firsthand when he's waved off Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Firsthand. On countless occasions.
I've seen him wave off Cam Thomas, man.
Yes. And you best believe when Steph is coming across those screens and cuts, he's gonna be waving them off because he thinks he has a mismatch because he's faster than everyone else. He can get to the rim, and it's gonna look weird. I just don't think that's the type of caliber of guard that they needed. I think they needed a pass first type of guard. Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is not going anywhere, buddy.
Who Barnes? Who Barnes?
Nah.
Harrison Barnes? What Barnes?
I think he means
it can't be Scotty Barnes.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's not happening at all. But
is it Harrison?
No way.
No, not Harrison Barnes.
Can't be.
It can't be Scotty.
If they do that, no. I just think it doesn't look right, and we'll see soon enough. Again, I have my own trepidations about it, and I don't think it's going to work, but we'll see. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
Embrace the tank, man.
That's crazy.
You talking to the Warriors?
No, I'm talking to the Nets. Let's do it. Like, what y'all holding on for? Embrace the tank, man.
I have an interesting take about the Warriors, though. So,
Paul said Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes. So here's my take about the Warriors and this move, because I think a couple of years ago they should have started making moves to start rebuilding, but knowing that you're in the last chapter of Steph Curry's career and they're trying to maximize how many more years they got as a contender, I think they're like basically slowly but surely sabotaging their future away. As you can see what they did with James Wiseman.
Their first mistake was the two timeline thing. That was their first.
Yeah, that made no sense. Like, it's either you go with the youth movement or you go with Steph and Drake and Steph, Clay and Drake. So they decided to play both fences and never worked.
You said Drake.
Scotty,
but listen, Greg. Scotty Barnes just got a contract extension. He's not going anywhere.
You know who
Raptors?
Masai
Ujiri would get fired if he trades Scotty Barnes. Okay,
for Dennis Schroeder, like what?
Nah,
what?
Anyway,
no, Greg.
They're trying to build around Scotty Barnes. So
I can tell you for a emphatic fact, Scotty Barnes ain't on nobody's trade radar. No.
Bro, we couldn't even get him for KD.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
So what I was saying about the Warriors is that I think they should really seriously start considering slowly but surely resetting the roster.
So you mean like trading Steph?
I mean, they.
Because I know where he can go.
Hey, him and LeBron and KD have been buddy. So
yeah, that's not gonna work in this NBA, man.
I know it's not gonna work, but
no, no, not the K. It's an A. That 3 would work.
80
for sure. Yeah,
80. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking that if you're the Warriors, knowing that you still got Steph and Draymond, how long are you gonna go with those two? And in the Western Conference, they've been going backwards and fading in the standings. So now you're in a dilemma of, okay, are we still that team that we can still contend for a title, even though we're like high in luxury tax, high in the salary? We still paying Steph and Draymond, and also we're still trying to figure out what we got in Jonathan Kuminga. Like, I think they have to start with the youth movement.
Yo, but your money's going straight to FanDuel, Greg. Just know.
Scotty's not going anywhere. Let's end that. Let's end that, please. Let's end that. If Masai Ujiri is going to give up his franchise player for some tradable assets so you can get Cooper Flag with, they're not even in the tank lead, as you can see. So let's dead that. But yeah, I'm just saying, if you're the Warriors, maybe they should start thinking about that. But they're in the market of winning. Joe Lacob, he's not trying to hit that. He's still trying to pay off the high luxury tax. And you still got Steph Curry and Draymond. They still want to win. So they're in a conundrum.
Yeah, they sure are. I don't know, man. Like, the Warriors in a really, really tough spot. I think what they'll ultimately do is get a star, and whether it's Jimmy Butler, Brandon Ingram, Zach LaVine. Honestly, Zach LaVine makes the most sense for the type of offense that they run. He's the perfect fit for what they want to do.
But that contract,
But that contract is
nasty.
Yeah. So, but we'll see. You know, Steph Curry is. I think the Warriors should do right by the Hall of Famer. And speaking of Hall of Famers, on our last subject, the Naismith Hall of Fame inductee nominees have been released. And headlining that, you have Carmelo Anthony, shout out to Melo, legend, Dwight Howard, and Sue Bird. The three, I would say, the three that are headlining it.
Three headliners.
Locks.
I'm sorry.
Locks.
Yeah, three locks for sure. Mm-hmm. Dwight Howard, to me, doesn't get enough credit for what he solidified his Hall of Fame case in Orlando. You know, back to back, Defensive Player of the Year, franchise leader in blocks, rebounds, and points, and just champion as well. What are your guys' thoughts on the Hall of Fame? Obviously, the nominees are, there are some names on there.
Very interesting.
Who we might have to, you know.
All right,
give a spot eye to.
I got the whole crew. So, Carmelo Anthony, Sue Bird, Maya Moore,
lock.
Dwight Howard,
lock.
Doc Rivers.
He's gonna get in.
Billy Donovan. Well, again, this is not just the NBA. You got to think
team,
of
man.
That Florida team.
Yeah.
And
also that Providence team.
Sylvia Fowles.
Lock. That's a lock.
That's a lock.
And I don't want to butcher anybody's name, but you got Shamik Holesclaw, Mark.
Shamik Holesclaw.
Shamik Holesclaw. Lock.
She's a lock.
She's a lock.
Mark Few, Lisa Bloder,
Mark Few, he's a lock.
Mark Gasol, and Mickey Arison.
Mickey Arison, he's a lock.
Yeah, Mickey Arison. Yeah,
Mark Few, he's a lock.
Yes, he's the owner of the
Miami Heat.
Miami Heat.
Man, what we talking about, man? What are we talking about, man?
Yeah, he's
Why
a
he
lock.
there?
David Blatt is also on that list.
Well,
Yes.
international.
Sean Marion is on that list as well. The Matrix.
Robert Horry's on the list.
Robert Horry, Big Shot Bob is on that list as well.
Only the seven-time NBA champion.
Yeah, I still don't. I know.
He's not an all-star though. He was never an all-star.
Yeah, I don't know if Robert Horry gets in though. Amari Stoudemire is also on that list.
I don't know.
I don't think he gets.
I don't know.
Not this bad, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just for me. Obviously, what we shouted out are locks to me. But it's a lot of. I just want to know, like, one thing too, real quick. They did change the criteria, like the requirement. You don't have before. I think it was like 5 years removed or something like that. But now it's 2 years, something like that. 2 years removed from your retirement.
Melo last played in 2022.
Yes.
Yeah.
With that, don't remind me.
I know. I hate it too. Wait.
Oh, time to go.
Oh,
time to go, man.
How?
Horry's not a lock, man.
How?
Okay,
not a lock.
He has some historical playoff moments, but they were like few and far in between.
Yeah. You see what I'm talking about? We can't be loving on these old role players from back in the day, but then you saying the NBA product is trash now.
Yeah. Also, another lock is Anthony Hardaway Penny. He's a lock.
He's a lock.
He's a lock for sure.
Just from his sneakers alone, man. That's a Hall of Famer.
But if it wasn't for those injuries, he had a.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The sneakers alone.
Yo, bro.
That's a fact.
Bill Lambier and Tom Chambers and Terry Cummings are also nominees.
Tom Chambers.
Bill Lambier should be a lock.
I'm surprised Bill Lambier is not in.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, the 2008 United States Olympic basketball team also is a nominee. So
they're a lock.
Oh
yeah. That whole,
yeah. We the redeem team. Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Greg. If you think Robert Horry is a lock, I hope you're playing. And Bill Lambier is not in there. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Man.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wait, Tom Chambers is now. Wait. Tom Chambers. And then Terry Cummings.
Terry Cummings is way better player than Robert Horry.
Exactly. Like go back to his days with the Bucks. He was a 25-point scorer.
I don't know, dog. That's like putting Derek Fisher in the Hall of Fame, bro.
Chill. I got deep fish alone.
Yo, Derek Fisher straight is crazy, bro.
Yo.
All right, Matt Barnes. Damn, man.
Yeah. But I would assume those guys are locks. Robert Horry, I'm sorry, is not a lock, unfortunately.
He's not making it at all. Any ballot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It could be his 15th ballot. It's gonna be it's not happening.
Yeah. No all-star. Like same thing for Amari Stoudemire. He's not a lock to me. Is Marc Gasol a lock?
Internationally, he might have to.
Yeah. International, yeah.
What about also Karolinko's on this list too as a nominee?
AK-47. Nah.
He didn't really shake the room like that. Like when we really think about it, he was great, but like it was just like it wasn't like, yo.
It was the reason why Mark gets the edge because international. That and was he a DPOY? Right?
Yeah. He stole it.
Yeah.
2013.
He stole it because that don't make no sense. That year he was, I think, second or third team, and LeBron was first team. And
and Mark got DPOI.
It's done. It's done with. We can't change it now.
Yeah.
It's just I just don't like the fact that like they try to preserve.
That's a league error.
They try to preserve certain people's histories.
Huh?
They trying to preserve certain people's histories.
It's all right, bro. It's okay. That ball guy's the GOAT. He's number 2. It's all right, man.
I don't think Michael Jordan's the GOAT, but to me, Kobe Bryant's the GOAT. That's just me. That's me.
And who'd he?
That's me. The remix is always better than the original.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man.
Again,
you be like,
I mean, unless you're Diddy, those remixes are.
All right, yeah, it's tough.
Take that.
It's tough.
But no, all in all, thank you guys for a great show. Thank you all who are in the comments, in the chat. Great debate. And until next time, we have the IST is over with. We got the All-Star game coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Games.
Sorry?
You got Christmas games coming up.
Christmas games coming up next week. And let's just see how the season unfolds. There's going to be a lot of chatter after this weekend because the G League showcase. All the GMs have a chance to see each other face to face and discuss instead of ignoring people's calls. Sean Marks. And we'll see what's going to happen. There's a lot of movement is going to happen. I know the CBA is in a way of a lot of teams trying to just make moves, but when you look at the West right now, a lot of teams in the West think they have a shot. So we'll see what happens. And until next time, peace and love. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the people around you. And
vote LaMelo.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, word. Happy holidays. Christmas, Kwanzaa, you know what I'm saying? Happy all that. Everything that happy Hanukkah. You feel me?
All I want for Christmas
is a Lakers W, man.
We playing the Warriors. We're gonna beat them by 50.
That's gonna be a snooze fest.
The Warriors shouldn't even have a Christmas.
Wait, Josh, hold on. You just said the Warriors and Lakers are gonna be a snooze fest, but y'all are playing at 12 o'clock against the Spurs. No one's watching that game. I'm sorry.
Good. I don't care.
Wait, it's at the Garden?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the Garden.
Yeah. No, people want to see Wemby.
They're gonna be blown out by 30.
Bro, they just tried to. Bro,
on top of that, you got 2 NFL games on Christmas Day.
Oh,
and on top of that, Beyonce's performing at halftime for an NFL game. The NFL said, "Yeah, NBA, y'all ain't got this right. We got it."
They're moving like bullies, and
Amen. Yeah. And the NBA want to run. Well, why the ratings are down? Yeah,
I hate to see.
And it's on Netflix.
I hate to see my favorite sport going out like this.
No, Davis will never.
In basketball is the only thing I watch, bro. I watch basketball and I watch wrestling.
Seriously, do you think? Speaking of wrestling, though, by the way, I'm over this. We got to end the tribal chiefs. Like, we got to end it. Like it's getting overdue now. It's getting overdue. It's getting overdue. David Stern would never have the Knicks playing the Spurs on Christmas Day at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
What?
It'll be either 5:30 or 8 o'clock.
That's mad early.
You know what you do? You put the Bucks versus the Cavs at 12 o'clock on Christmas Day. That's what you do. But anyway, peace and love in basketball, y'all. Y'all be safe.
Yeah. Peace.